everybody. This is PD from the Spinner Rack, and we also have
Calvin Ellis, ready to rock.
today we are going to watch a trailer. Sorry. Today we're going to watch a trailer for the She-Hulk Attorney at Law, a new streaming show from Marvel Studios, and let's just let her rip.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends. Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency. A demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Cause you didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing. Whoa. Bruce, it feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes, yes, yes! No, no!
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer. Can you tell us where She-Hulk is? Jen, you're a story now. Girl, your ass looks crazy right now. You could be an Avenger. Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
This is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh,
Should we split some fries?
let's get those to go.
Well, there we go. We have survived the She-Hulk trailer. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have no interest in this show and no trust in Marvel going forward. So
Well, that was
the best I can say, and this is the most even I can be, is that this show looks like it's going to deliver exactly what you're seeing in that trailer.
for me, I would say that there's some things in here that I guess they say are some hold on that people are kind of saying are things to look for in this thing.
Oh, the Easter eggs?
Yeah, so-called Easter eggs.
Oh, whatever. These guys need grow up.
I don't know what to wait. Stop it. This could be like the vault, or they said something more current that's going around here. And what was that other thing? It's damn. Possibly the Wrecking Crew in here. Or some vampire hunt, some sort of wackiness. I think there's a simple dynamic to the She-Hulk. I understand that a lot of Marvel people didn't like the idea of her origin, but how Stan and John Buscema did it was a very simple thing. She's already doing the right thing for the right reasons, gets attacked and shot and almost killed for the wrong reasons, and Bruce Banner is there in an effort to save her life, gives his blood, and she becomes a She-Hulk, right? And he can't stay because there are already people there for him, but as long as she's alive, he's hoping for the best. Then She-Hulk becomes She-Hulk. She's kind of on the rampage for a little while, and by issue 10 or 12 of her original series, she kind of calms down and accepts that she would be kind of the She-Hulk, and she's what is it? What was her thing? She's like she would add what she would call She-Hulk style, where she go out, get dresses, tear the tear the sleeves off, and go out and go sunning, which I think fans now don't like the idea of the She-Hulk going and sitting in the sun because they say she can't get a tan. Now, women can't sit out in the sun is totally not, but that has nothing to do with this. So this right here is changing the dynamic into like a what is it? There's a comic book that I liked in the '80s, which doesn't work for these two, Monkey Man and O'Brien, where they had the smart gorilla and we had the girl who gets powers and the scientist. The other guy, gorilla's a scientist. So it's kind of playing off of that, which I don't know that they had tried to grab that sort of dynamic, but I don't think that works for this at all. And I like that Bruce Banner didn't even, they went against the cliche. He didn't even change into the Hulk in She-Hulk's first issue. Shows up, it's a family thing, it's not talking superhero every scene, that sort of stuff. She's sort of there, she's happy to see him, and then she gets attacked, unrelated to Bruce Banner. So this sort of dynamic here. Now, the dynamic of, if they're going to do this for a TV show and have her be an attorney at law, then you can try to have some interesting stuff for her to do instead of doing all the bad gags. Because, I mean, even in the second series, like, it's a backdrop, or even like the Clark Kent thing where you just need a couple of bits for the law. Now I know it's a TV show, but you don't want to get to the thing that all the bits that were done in the failed Wonder Woman TV show. All this stuff of trying to tell us what age we are in the male-female relationships. So it's just like, are they going to do her where she takes cases and tries and try to do the Daredevil stuff, or not? But most of the time, it's a She-Hulk. You should have some action. She's had a couple of good, fun sort of cases that you could have here and do stuff like that. But you gotta, what they're showing you here in this bad graphics and like trying to utilize her face, all this stuff is not to the good. Now, talent involved, some of the people I've seen before in this, obviously, there was Tatiana from Orphan Black. She's like one of those mainstays in Hollywood that's always gonna work, like that Pablo guy who's in what's that thing? It's not Ready Player One. But she's like a mainstay in this thing, and this I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of these things where people are kind of defending this stuff, and somehow the Hulk is
Not a superhero.
to work in the jumping, which he hasn't done, and I don't think he's only dropped from planes and stuff like that and climbed up buildings. They've added in the leaping in here for the time when he could have used that in any of the other movies. But anyway, then take a joke, a stab at the superheroes again, which is not really She-Hulk's thing. But it's I don't know. You got to be cynical in these sort of things for some dumb reason. Someone called it the Marvel humor. It's like I don't know if that even works, but I don't know. It's a sad sort of effort so far.
It's called being ashamed of what you are.
Yeah, so it's this is one of those things where they're gonna have these. I don't know. They're gonna try to utilize. Oh, I guess obviously you got Titania, and we got obviously so many shots of the She-Hulk was so bad. Like stuff like this, even though this is bad too. I don't know, man. It's
What's
like
that?
you got Thanos, and then you got all the rest that they can't get to be real now.
What's that?
You know what that is? That's the Abomination.
That's the Abomination?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's bad. I didn't recognize him.
yeah.
I thought there was some other. I thought there was some other villain, like a Namor villain for a second, almost like a Tuma.
I don't know who Kick-Ass here. I don't know who this guy is. But yeah, you can see it just doesn't seem real, and they could have found an actress which they could have blown up to extra large size to kind of get that and not do that. I don't know. It's He's trying to have this actress play both roles and do it digital. Oh, let's get out of that. Do it digitally. So, I mean, it's a simple premise, but to get all the stuff wrong, having the Hulk be there as the, the
The mentor.
absent-minded, yeah, or the absent-minded mentor type of deal, where it's like, and we're gonna get now we get all the stuff. Oh, you said the Hulk's arm was gonna be fixed. Well, of course, the Hulk's arm was gonna get fixed. So they kind of went away from that to keep the memory of the blip and all that other stuff going. But that would be the other thing. We spent another 2 episodes talking about how she was affected by the blip. I don't think I could sit through that. So I don't know. It's a character who is a favorite of mine. I checked out some of the original series. I've reread those in the past. I've read, I guess most of the second run, and then I've read only a couple of the runs after by Dan Slott and others. So it's kind of sad that they couldn't just do an adventure series, with her. So with the Lord, I mean, I don't think that's a bad premise to have it, but don't kill yourself.
Well, if you want to do the stuff with the law, then they should tap what I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do it, but what Dan Slott was doing when he was writing the book, that's pretty much their stuff right over there, because the other series she wasn't really too well, I mean, her own series, she wasn't really too heavy with the law. And then the Burns stuff was that was definitely more of a humor aspect. But the Dan Slott series, both of them, both volumes were definitely more law heavy at the end of the day. But this just looks like they're gonna play it. They're gonna play it for laughs. So hey, and at this point, I've just been thoroughly disappointed with how Marvel's going after their TV series. I mean, for me, it's been really hit or miss, or one hit and a whole bunch of misses.
I don't know if there was any hits.
Well,
I think I think that's the thing. The dynamic outside of the humor. I think the point of keeping it an adventure with the law stuff and having the real sort of law moments where you had a regular person like Black Tower having Wheezy and having some fun in those things, where it wasn't just like lawyer heavy stuff, because that's Daredevil's dynamic. So you can have that and then have the action in there, but trying to go as far as whatever they're going here, and having, like, I think in because the other series, she was waking up and having sex with every wayward guy you could possibly have, type of deal.
Yeah,
First joke was she was stuck. She's like, oh no, I'm stuck. And I'm just like, okay, you guys are. So I guess that would work for this series, maybe. If they're doing that, they can go through that nonsense.
I'd like to see them do that, just to see how they resolve it. I'm stuck. Stuck what? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let's see if you get your way out of that one.
Yeah. But it's a character that I think what was it when like with I think Byrne was talking about it, since Stan Lee and John Buscema made this character, she's she should be considered a real character and trying to put something towards her. And you could see between I don't want to get rid of, everyone tries to get rid of David Anthony Kraft, who wrote the first series, but between David Anthony Kraft and the dynamic of having the She-Hulk and having the father be iffy on it. And you can't have anyone being kind of iffy on the character in these things, because it was just something that the She-Hulk accepted, where the father, when he found out that she can't change back anymore after his battles with her in the first series, then he was kind of still wanted, his daughter to be normal and not going to She-Hulk putting the finger up to She-Hulk, just being a little sad, and then them kind of moving on from that, rather than trying to do, which is how you would in like real. Well, that was in the second series. So, but yeah, those are some characters that you could draw from instead of these, I don't know. You can have the supporting characters, but like this sort of stuff that we've seen in every other show, and not even the David E. Kelly shows, like, beef it up, guys. and they're going to be defending some bad guys. I don't know about that. Let's not have her a public defendant for villains. That's going to be pointless. That's
Which means that's just what they'll do.
all right. So there's your She-Hulk, everybody.
Yeah.
The comic She-Hulk. It's this new thing. Even the cartoon decided the cartoon had fun with it, saying that the aspect of her changing brought out this personality that was a little more aggressive as far as physically aggressive and whatnot. I think in the started in the Fantastic Four cartoon and carried on in the Hulk one, but it was close to what they were doing. Whereas Jen as the She-Hulk was just like, I'm this gorgeous, like 7 feet tall woman, that just she would just play with it, that sort of thing. So I didn't think the cartoon got it wrong. It just was they had more fun with it, that type of deal. But I doubt you could do that in this type of movie. So she can just be around girls, and when the girls compliment her on her ass, she can be like, "Hey, thanks." And I don't know if that construction worker tried to do something bad, and then she had to toss him over a bridge. But I don't know. It's another Marvel masterpiece. The count how Stan Lee would have put it. But you got the She-Hulk, something that seemed like it'd be an easy out, and it becomes this thing that's ingrained in the Marvel universe and setting up all the other stories and how these characters possibly get their powers and who's in jail and who's going to lead into Phase 5 and all that other stuff, instead of saying, how do we just make a good show?
You're asking too much.
All right. Spinner Rack out.
Out.